Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you are doing great. In preparation for my potential move, I'm going to take some cutting from my Confederate rose. Like I showed you earlier in another video, this is what the Confederate rose looks like. At least this is my variety. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a light pastel pink color. So beautiful. And look at how prolific it is with all the blooms. And this is honestly first year's growth. Look at how monstrous it got. So this I train into a tree form. I think what I'm gonna do is see these little suckers down here. I'm gonna cut them and then I'm gonna put them in a root. Well, I'm actually gonna put them in a rooting hormone. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna use hormones. You can use hormone. They grow so readily and they root so well, you don't even need any kind of hormones. I'm just going to put them in a root medium and then let them do its thing, and then that way when I do move, then I'll have some that I can move instead of trying to dig up this big tree. There's one. 2 and 3. And the little one over here. Alright, so that's how you kind of prune back so that your plant can be in the standard form, which is a tree form, how you want it to be. Otherwise it gets really bushy, and then all of this will create new growth, and then you'll have more of a bush than a tree form. So I'm going to go and take this over here. We're going to go back to my propagation area. I'm sorry it is a mess, but gardening is kind of messy. But oh, the joy of it. So let me put you over here. This is where I have soil and medium already, basically. Let me move you upward a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So this one is super long and big, so I'm going to cut it in 2. And that way I'll get 2 plants from it when it roots. Just going to remove these 2 right here. This is where the nodes are. Let me make sure that you can actually see it. So like the nodes is where new growth would grow. I strip it there, so that's where the higher concentration of hormones. And then I'm going to stick it down there and let it do its thing. So these are all potted up with medium that I use. So here's another one. Let's see if I can get a closer shot. So a node is like right here, or if you want to, you can use this as a node where a stem is, and then you can see this little node right inside of it. Can you see that? Right there. So I'm going to remove this one since it's the biggest leaf. So just snap it off. I'm actually going to cut it up here. And then strip this and this one. And then I have this that I can stick in. And then I have this small one. then again with this one, the nodes. Ooh, this one's a little bit more flimsy, so you got to be extra careful so you don't break it. I think I'm just gonna leave that part up there. Maybe stick it in here. I've got one more. There we go. That's pretty easy. I do want to show you, remember I made a video on if you can propagate avocado from a cutting, and this is the cutting that I took. Now I'm pretty sure that you can, but I think what had happened was the 4+ days of rain we had was just too much for it, and you could see it looks like it's rotting out. So it's just the medium, I don't know if it held too much water, so I need to lighten up the medium in here. Or it shouldn't technically have rained for 4 days straight. It actually needed a break. So that was my first fail attempt at trying to propagate avocado from a cutting. So I don't know, will I or won't I do one or more? I might. But you won't have, you know, if I had more, I might have a better chance. Look, these are the ones that didn't take either. So all of my propagation bed over here that you see, I looked through them, and things that looks like this are dead. So they didn't take. And not to say that you will always have 100% success, but it's a good learning process, because while you may not have everything be success, even if you get one thing that is successful, you know, that's a big deal. So I've got stuff here that have been doing well, and some stuff that have not. Ooh. Like if you look here, I'll do a closer shot. This one's a success. It took this one, and this one is a success. Everything else, not so much. So it's not always 100% successful. Same cutting, same everything. It's just some will take and some won't. Like this one's the same as those ones, and this one took. Well, these ones didn't. They dried up, or they mold up. Now over here, these are panicle hydrangea cutting. And while they look like they're dead, you can see from the nodes that it's still viable and it's still good. Let's see, can you see that? Especially this one right there. See the tip of it? Let me do this. Can you see it? Right there. That tells me that it's still alive and it's going to push out new growth. So some of these may look like they're dead, but they're not. So just give it time. Everything in its due time. And let's see. Here's another one that I did a while back. Oh, woo! I just knocked something over. This cutting, I think it's a rose, did not take. Neither did a lot of my other, what are these? These are a butylon cutting, and they didn't take. But Some did, like this one did. That one took. I've got a weed in here too. It's amazing how you can grow weed where you don't even propagate. So I just go in and I remove what didn't work to give me more space. See, look, this one looks like it didn't take from up here. But if you look, there's a shoot down here, see? It's from the same thing. It just looked like it didn't take and I was about to pull it out. But you can see right there, it has new growth, see? So I just go in and remove things that didn't work. If you look here, I was trying to grow some bell peppers. Look at this, small tiny ones. I was trying to grow some to preserve for next year, and it's already sitting off bell peppers. These are the hot, they're not bell peppers, they're the hot pepper. So kind of like a jalapeno, but really small and skinny. And you can see it's sitting up a new flower right there. Now because I'm not really propagating them for vegetable, I wanted to concentrate on the root growth. So what I want to do is just go in and remove that flower and that pepper. Same with this one. Look at this one, it's all squirrely. It's like a squiggly worm. So since I'm only concentrating on root growth, I don't want those to concentrate and push fruits and vegetables. So yeah, those guys are doing good. Here's another one here that's tall. It looks like it flowered, and as you can see, it's pushing out a new pepper. So I'm just gonna use my fingernail and just trim it off and then let it root in. Yeah, so you know, not everything is 100% successful, but when you get this little guy, boy, do you get, you know, super excited and happy. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Don't ask me how I'm gonna move all of this if and when I move, because what we're looking at is buying a camper, which we did buy a camper. That was our first step. Second step was to buy a truck so that we can pull the camper. The third step is to now find land so I can grow all of this. The only hard part is we want to sell our house, use the income from the house to buy a big lot or buy land, and then grow and hopefully eventually be self-sustaining. So far I've got the bell pepper down. So the bell pepper is good. I have vegetables from the bell peppers. I also have some tomato, which I think is somewhere else. Let me go find it. Here is what I rooted for my peppers. So this is my peppers and tomato. The tomato doesn't look very good, but I've already rooted this enough to where it now needs sunlight. So I'm giving it sunlight for growth. I don't really want it to produce until next year or when I get settled in. But you can see it looks like it's already trying to produce. There's a little flower right there. Can you see that? Right here. It's so little. But it's trying to produce already, and I don't want it to do that. So I've got bell peppers, all kinds of peppers, and tomatoes. That definitely won't sustain me, but it's a good start. But yeah, I just want to show you guys how easy it is and how simple it is to just do plant propagation. I mean, there are some plants that are a little bit harder to do than other. Like these are all my coleuses right here. Is it coleuses or coleus? Single is coleus. Is plural still coleus or coleuses? This is dragon's breath I got from my neighbor. Isn't that beautiful? The color, the texture, you guys. So yeah, it's doing good. It's growing. Got a little one right there. So, and these are all the different variety of coleuses. Coleus. And here's another variety over here. So it's doing good. Doing good. And then I should probably I should probably go in and trim off all these flowers. This is my vermillionaire that I propagated a couple weeks back. And they look healthy, but they're sending out flower, and I don't want it to concentrate on flowering. I want it to concentrate on root growth. So it's a little tedious, but when you want that, you just get rid of all the flower so it doesn't take all the energy to producing flower. And you just deadhead all the flowers. I mean, you're not growing them over here for flowers anyways, you know, you're just doing this to ensure that you have plants for next year. Now when I move, I don't know where I'm going to put all of this because the ground will need to be worked in before I can even plant anything. So I need to find a storage space for all this. I need a greenhouse put up and ready to go. That's what I need. Just to make sure that everything survives. Got a couple other things down here that I'm propagating. Sorry, it's a mess. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I don't have time to change. Clean it before I do the video. But here's some more. These are all rose cuttings that I've done. Medium is just sand. I find that sand is a lot better in the summertime because of the area I'm in. The humidity keeps everything moist. And when it does that, look, even when I use perlite over here, you see the medium is just the rose cutting just rots out because it still retains so much of the moisture. Yes, granted, it's raining for like the past 4 days straight, but that's what it does. So you got to use what works in your area. Not everything works. Look at this. I got new shoots over here and it was fine, and then all this rain and humidity, I think it just completely rotted it. Look, it even had a root on it. So just gonna have to go in and redo all this, and then I gotta pressure wash everything. Oh, this area is a mess. Look at this beautiful coleus. Let me distract you with this beautiful coleus. Look at how beautiful she is. Full shade. Doing amazing. My peace lily is in here too. It's doing good. Peace lily is doing great. But yeah, this coleus, you guys, has blossom and bloom, and it reminds me of like corals from the ocean, but it's on land, and look at how beautiful it is. Anywho, I think that's gonna be about it, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. Many blessings to you and your family, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.